Signal being given to the cars. Red lights on. They're racing. They have a very bad start from John Broadbent. He's stuck on the grid. Damien Young gets away quickly, and Tony Jules gets the best of the start. The little sports car easily blows away Damien Young's Volkswagen 1600. There's John Dooley up into second place. No, he's shut out by Damien Young into the first corner. Watching for the cars to progress BP bend for the first time and head past the 4X hill. And John Broadbent, he's recovered. He quickly retakes Bill Sherwood. And John Dooley fall back in fifth place. Tony Jules hanging on to the lead. Damien Young pressuring him in the 1600 Formula 2 car, I believe. It's interesting to see the little Sports 1300 doing well out in front. Watch what happens onto the straight. That Formula 2 car should be very quick once he opens it up. David Young got the inside running. Tony Jules not game to shut him out. And the blue car 11 easily runs away. Tony Jules holds on to second. John Broadbent's up to third. Then it's Bill Sherwood and John Dooley a long way back. Yeah, the next John Broadbent back in third place. It'd be interesting to see if he can grab second. He should have been second. Giving Dave a chance to be running away from the field now. Tony played very well in the sports 13. I think that's a good position to be in where he is. Young leads Jules and Broadbent, Sherwood and Dooley. And once again the officials in that very nice little Hyundai Escapade returning the pits. Damien Young doing it as he likes. Tony Jules running second. John Broadbent closing. He gets very close up through the kink. Watch, see if he makes a move into the carousel. Tony Jules holds the inside line. Big lock up from Broadbent. Stays behind. Jules trying very hard, determined to hold on to second place. Working hard to get past each other. Watch these two, this is where on the action please. Broadbent still in third, trying to find a way past Jules. If anything, I'd say the little sports car has an advantage through the corners like Broadbent. Red condition, very quick down the straight. Damien Young leads onto the straight ahead of Tony Jules, and he'll be looking for the best line to keep John Broadbent behind. He's driving right up the middle of the circuit. Broadbent trying to pick away past. He's slipstreaming him at the moment to draw close. Draws very close to the king. Let's see if he can make a move before carousel. Jules pulls to the inside. What's Broadbent going to do? He has a look, block up into the dirt, stays behind. Jules shuts the gate again. Very defensive driving. Jules still ahead. Broadbent has a look, takes him easily, just past the VIP area. So Broadbent in the second place. He should hold on to that. He's quicker in practice. But Jules has to look down the inside into Hungary. Broadbent bravely nails it, shuts the gate. Jules says, I'm not staying in third, I'm going to have another go. Watch coming onto the straight. Broadbent's got a straight line advantage. Watch the chance to open up the gap he needs. Damien Young, our race leader, takes the last lap forward. Broadbent in front of Jules with 1 lap to go. The Canadian definitely got an advantage over the Beckett down the straight. Still in 4th place, it's Bill Sherwood in the little clubman. And a long way back is John Dooley at the flag. Damien Young doing it as he likes to. His front in front of his top down there. John Broadbent coming under pressure from Tony Jules. Broadbent's been pushed to the outside, but even right head to the pass downhill section underneath. another look down inside Hungary. This man won't give up. He's determined to fight for second. From here, I'd say Broadbent would have to have it. Damien Young comes onto the straight for the last time. Checkered flag being unfurled. And Broadbent leads Tony Jules down onto the straight. So a good drive, very good drive in fact from Broadbent up into second place, and then Tony Jules put in a very hard charging effort to take us to third, first of the sportsman cars. Then Bill Sherwood takes out fourth outright, second sports car, and rounding out the field, it's John Dooley in the Red Bull Ant. Well, that's the close of proceedings today.
We'll start now, and a start. Tony Jules with a good start. Jeff Fink looks at him, but Jules lights him up, and Fink loses the start. Lots of Liston Fisher gets stuck in behind there at Howard Williams. Don't know what happened there, but Fink totally destroyed the start. But Vern Hamilton gets a good start. Vern Hamilton is stuck in behind, I think. Not sure who that was. It might have been late for some very, very good racing. So Jules goes through. It's the Liston Fisher of Howard Williams. Then it's Vern Hamilton. Jeff Fink. Michael Vink. Andrew Modanovic. Russell Penfold. And then Steve Bannister. Coming into the, to complete the first lap, Tony Jules has got a big break on the field, but if Vern Hamilton could get past Howard Williams, then we'd have a real good race of it. But Jules is not taking his situation lightly. He's winding it up. He knows Hamilton is back in the pack, and he knows he's got faster lap times. 1300cc, single cam, 2 valves, and they go. But Tony Jules, big lock up there by Howard Williams, but he gets it all back under control. The Liston Parola powered clubman there for second, third, fourth and fifth. What's Steve Bannister? Steve Bannister must be there somewhere looking for him. It's Andrew Modanovic that's bringing up the rear. There comes Steve Bannister coming down now. Look at your line going through Hungary, Steve. Yes, much better that time. Okay. Michael Vink is looking for a way past Andrew Modanovic, but still not successfully. Vern Hamilton is obviously having problems. Straight inside. Very nice, Vern. About time, too. Okay, so Vern has gone inside and closed the gap between himself and Tony Jules. I think it's all a bit late, but let's see. Now, if Tony does the right thing, he'll have a nice big slide or something to slow down and allow Vern to catch. But Vern Hamilton now has already pulled out, look at that, about 3 car lengths. Now we'll watch Vern Hamilton's lap time in second place in the little maroon car, number 14, to see if it comes down to what he should be doing, which is about 56 seconds. He's done 56s in this car before. Let's wait and see. Winds it up. Tony Jules driving very, very nicely out front, but not that big a gap. Vern, not sure what he's doing, wiping his visor, having trouble seeing perhaps, going down the straight. The straight's about the only time you've got any time to do anything in these cars. Somebody else has to go under Howard. 2 people go under Howard Williams. Good, you've got to have to close that door, Howard, and everybody else go on. Somebody else, and some of these lap times, they should be starting to come down. Vern Hamilton a 57.7, certainly faster than Tony Jules. Jules is a 58.4, Hamilton a 57.7. So he's doing all right. Come on, Vern. Would love to see it close for the finish. What are we on? We're on lap 5. That's right, he's got plenty of time yet. 6 laps coming up. Yeah, 8 laps, yeah. This is all right. This is okay. Here we go. Hamilton is closing the gap on Jules, and you don't think Jules will be trying hard now. He will be trying everything. And then some. We've lost one of the Vinks.
And also Williams.
No, down for the lead cars here. Hamilton is a very hard charger. He's certainly hauling in Jules, but Tony Jules will respond to this. And Jeff Vink, they're not dropping off Jeff Vink at all. And Jeff Vink did a 57 in practice as well. So Jeff Vink is working very hard to hold on to Vern Hamilton. Vern Hamilton's been around motor racing for longer than I can remember, quite a lot longer than he can remember. But Tony Jules now still holding on to his lead as he comes on to start lap 7. He's on his last lap. I think he's got too much. 57.56. 57.34 Vern Hamilton, 58.1 for Tony Jules. Tony is pacing himself, but I think he's pacing himself just about right because he's still got quite a nice gap on Vern, and it will be enough. Little Sports 1300s, they just fling them into there. They're doing 90 mile an hour as they go through Hungary, and they're doing 100 mile an hour as they turn onto the main straight. As he turns onto this main straight, they're pulling 100 mile an hour. So they corner quick. And Vern Hamilton has pulled in yonks on Tony Jules, but not quick enough. Black and white flag here. Tony will pick it up. Go! Who's happy? Hey! So Tony is sitting in front. Vern Hamilton is in second. Jeff Fink in third. Andrew Modanovic fourth. Howard Williams in fifth.
Wilkins, Frank, let's have a quick look at the grid. And this is an exciting race.
Car 13's grid 1 with John Burton. Grid 2 is Alan Hunter. Grid 3 is Tony Jules from Queensland. And on 4, David Williamson in the Sports 1300 Racing Association 1975 Robin.
Well, one thing is for certain, these cars are exciting to watch. They are very spectacular to drive. As we get away, let's have a look just how the grid unfolds. Car 13 has gotten away pretty smartly. In fact, it looks very strong. That's a Robin. And there's a lot of difference in machinery out there, but they're all running to very similar rules. And so it's a rules-generated class, and you can see there's aerodynamics involved. They all run 1300cc engines, and these cars are super suited to the Wakefield course.
Also, the Sports 1300 formula, Greg, is defined to restricted design. The car must be an open two-seater style with a front engine, rear-wheel drive configuration, and the chassis of the sports frame type, all running 1300cc.
Yes, it's interesting how the class has developed over a period of time. It has grown with more aerodynamic aids being allowed. It used to be that the front guards, for example, had to be quite separate of the bodywork, and now you can see they're starting to move them into some aerodynamic positions at the front. They run quite large rear wings, and in fact that gives them quite a bit of adjustability, and so they can move the cars around on the circuit depending on just the type of aerodynamic setup. But we have John Burton out in front, car 13. He's certainly not superstitious as he comes onto the straight, and you can see just how well these cars steer. They really do turn into the corners, and well, this is sports car racing at its purest as everyone streams down the straight here at Wakefield Park. And as I already said, this circuit really suits these kind of cars, or possibly vice versa. They are suited to the circuit. You can see the air duct out the side there for the carburetor. A lot of these cars use Corolla engines, believe it or not. They seem to be pretty popular out there, and they run dual Webers with basically the only rules being it has to be 1300cc's. Their tyre size is held to a minimum, and it makes them pretty exciting to drive. As you can see, there's plenty of action out on the circuit.
Yes, Greg, with the motor cars, we were saying Toyota 1290cc with Tony Jules from Queensland in the 1981 Vector Mark II. Now, a top little motor car goes very quick around the Wakefield Park.
It certainly seems that there's a lot of home tuners in this sport. One thing's for certain, it really does give the backyard racer a chance. Have a look at some of this action as they try and, well, work for position. That's Hunter up the inside, and in fact, I think really it was Tony Jules there who just let him through with a bit of a brake lock-up. But yes, it's definitely a home tuners race class, this. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of welding and grinding going on in garages all over the country producing sports 1300s.
And 15, Alan Hunter in the 1969 HW Corolla with a 1300cc slips into third place. And 22, car 22, the Sports 1300 Racing Association with David Williamson aboard.
It seems that Williamson there in 22, I mean, this is a huge battle going on right now for second place. Burton has simply flown the coupe. Williamson's got himself into second, Hunter in third. But it seems to me that Williamson's car is having a, well, he's had a different think about how he wants to achieve the aerodynamics with this car. That's your leader out in front and simply running away with it. Gee, he's got himself a nicely settled car. This is Williamson 22 on screen, and Williamson's car, if you have a look, has two winglets at the back. Rather than having a full wing running right across the back of the car, he's just running the two winglets, and it looks tough. This is one tough-looking Sports 1300, and you can see also that it's balanced at the front by, again, a couple of winglets, but it's a full nose cone on this particular car. This Sports 1300 class has been around for many, many years, and it is a favourite class of, well, guys who want to get themselves into an open wheeler that basically want to race something that, well, originally was designed to be a road car. And you can see here there's plenty of action. They're not giving up here for third place. That is Tony Jules. He's come down from Queensland. He's now got himself up into third place. And I don't think the race for second's over yet. Our leader, though, well, he's definitely got this one shot to pieces, given that he doesn't have any problems out there. Burton is simply running away with it. Gee, that car looks balanced as it comes through the corners, turns in well, drives it out on the throttle. But as I was saying, a lot of these cars are designed to be driven on the road. It used to be the case that, in fact, they were driven to the racetrack and driven back home. They were registered vehicles. As time has gone on, well, some of the changes have now made these cars a little tough to get past the Rego inspector. Needless to say, they are still very much open wheeler and very purist racing cars.
Certainly are, Greg, and of course there's car 13, John Burton, the 1984 Robin M84 with the Toyota motor under the bonnet there as they travel down Castrol Straight.
Well, they are front engine, rear wheel drive, and so they are a fairly conventional setup. They run disc brakes and they are very light. One of the things about this particular form of racing is the cars generally come in under the 1,000 kilo. We're on our last lap. Burton, well, he knows that. He's already gone past the last lap board a little while ago, and the battle rages here for second and third. But these cars, yes, very light, and it does give them tremendous grip from the tyres. The tyres are very soft compound. They have to be because they just don't generate that much heat. Car 22, though, really does look a treat as it heads down around the S's for the final time. Our man Burton looking forward to checking out the checkered flag because he's not far from it now. And you can see here that the circuit itself really does provide, well, plenty of challenges to the competitors as there's many varied and differing types of corners. Burton heads onto the straight for the final time. A great run from him. Flag to flag has absolutely blown them away. For this one, the Sports 1300 race. Here comes second place, and he certainly worked for it, Dave Williamson. He's put up a big battle here. He's established himself, and the next one through will be Tony Jules. He'll grab third, just hanging on for third. So Tony Jules, the trip down from Queensland, well worth the effort. Well, as the cars continue to stream across the line, we trust you've enjoyed some of the club sport action that is coming from the fantastic and new Wakefield Park. Well, that wraps up the action here at Wakefield. In fact, that's it from us here at Speedweek.